All right, girls, so it's back to school season and everyone is talking about getting notebooks and coloring supplies for the kids. So today I'm going to show you how to make your own composition notebook, which Amazon KDP calls a low content book. And this may very well be the simplest type of book to publish in my opinion. So stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to be sharing with you who I think should be creating this type of book, what you can do to make your book stand out, hint, hint, and exactly how to create this type of book to sell on KDP for free using Canva AI. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Latoya Nicole. I made multiple six figures in my publishing business and I help women just like you publish books that sell. First, let's talk a little bit more about what exactly low content books are. So KDP defines a low content book as a book that has minimal or no content on the interior pages. So low content books are generally repetitive and designed to be filled in by the user, just like composition notebooks, because all of the pages are the same pages throughout the book. So who do I personally think should be creating these types of books? If you already have an audience or a brand and you want to add these types of books to your business because you believe that they'll align with your current audience, it makes sense to do it because you already have an audience that could complement these types of books. For example, let's say you have a HBCU brand with products around historically Black colleges and universities. So you know that it may make sense for you to add these types of books because those same students or that same target audience could benefit from using these types of notebooks throughout the school year. The other type of person that I recommend these books would be good for is if you are starting out as a beginner on Amazon KDP. So maybe this will be your very first book and you're just trying to get your feet wet. You just want to learn the publishing process. Then I suggest starting with composition notebooks and low content books like journal, because girl, the truth is they can be created in less than 10 minutes and they can be created for absolutely free. But because they are so simple to make, that also means that everyone else is going to be doing the same exact thing. So this is why I suggest using these types of books only to learn the process of publishing. So like I said, if this is your very first book, I absolutely recommend you starting by making composition notebooks. And by the way, if this is your very first book, comment below my first book. And congratulations in advance. Now, if you are wanting to build an actual KDP business, I do suggest creating more customized books like medium content books such as coloring books. And I explain why a little more in this video. So like I said, we're gonna be using Canva to create our book, which is free to use. But as you start generating more images using Canva's AI, or if you decide you wanna remove the background of some of your images, like you'll see me doing this tutorial, then you may decide you wanna upgrade to the Canva Pro. And if you do decide to upgrade, I have a free trial linked in the description below where you can try it free for 30 days. All right, now let's get into making your composition notebook. Head over to Canva, click on my link in the description to sign up for Canva. And then you're gonna click on create a design. Now for this, we're gonna be creating a composition notebook that is 8.5 by 11 inches. So we're gonna click on custom size, change this to inches. And because the lines are going to be going to the edges of the page, we have to account for the bleed size. So in order to account for the bleed, we're going to enter in 8.625 by 11.25. And then we're going to click on create new design. That's going to bring up our blank template so that we can start working on our interior lines. Now I do have composition notebook lines already created. So if you just go to bookbaguniversity.com and click on composition notebook, you'll see where I have line paper already completed. And so basically all you would do is download these pages and you would already have the interior file that you need for your notebook. But if for some reason you wanted to create your own lines inside of your composition notebook, then this is what you would do. You would click on elements and then search for lines. Now for my lines, that is a little too thick for my liking. So I always go to line style and I'll bring that down to maybe about 1 because it was at 4. And then that makes it thicker. So I like to bring it down to maybe about 1. And then what I'll do is duplicate the lines. So I'll duplicate it a few times. Once I duplicate it, I'll highlight everything to copy it. Then I'll go to space evenly and then I'll go to tidy up. And then I can just bring my lines over and then I can bring them down on the page. I can also hit duplicate and then that will give me even more lines. If you see it's too many, you can just take some off and voila, you've made your own line. Now the line that goes down the side of the page, what I'll do is I'll take one of these lines and I'll just duplicate it and then I will rotate it and bring it over here. Make sure it's at a 90-degree angle, bring it all the way down. All right, so there you go. You have your lines for your interior. Go ahead and give it a title, composition notebook lines, 110 pages. So in order to duplicate the pages, you would just come here and you can click on duplicate pages, and you can just do this as many times as you need. A quicker way, so you don't have to keep manually doing it this way, is maybe after you duplicate around 10 pages or so, then you can come here where it says grid view. You can highlight all of these pages and then click here to duplicate 10 pages at a time. So you see that now we're at 30, 40, and then you could just keep going until you get the number of pages that you're looking for. So there you go, 110 pages. So now you have your interior lines. And let's say you want to get creative with your interior line and you want to use Canva's AI for Magic Media. You can even come here and do something like floral coloring page. And then we're going to generate image, and let's see what we get. Now keep in mind, when you're using AI, you do have to make sure that you let KDP know that you use AI in your book when you get ready to upload it. So this is a little too many flowers for me. I don't really want to use all these flowers like that. It's too gunked up. Let me see if I remove background, would that make it any better? It did make it a little bit better, but in all honesty, I don't want this many flowers like that. So I think I'm gonna try another prompt. All right, so I did a sunflower coloring page. I'm gonna remove the background. And then maybe you wanna make yours decorative so that if someone wants to doodle in their notebook, they can do that. But yeah, so you can get creative and customize your interior as well when you make it yourself. So once you have your interior like you like, then you will go ahead and download your interior as a PDF print file. You can go ahead and flatten it and download. Now we're gonna start working on our cover. For the cover, I always like to go to KDP cover calculator. This will help you size your cover appropriately. So we'll do paperback, black and white interior, white paper. Reading direction is gonna be left to right, inches, and then 8.5 by 11 inches. And then the page count is 110 pages. Then you're gonna go ahead and go to calculate dimensions. This is what you're gonna use for your full cover dimensions that we're gonna put in Canva. So that's 17.498 by 11.25. So let's head back to Canva. We're gonna go ahead and create new design, custom size, 17.498 by 11.25, create new design. This gives us our full cover template, which includes the front and the back. We're just gonna go to elements, and then I like to go ahead and bring in a square, and I'll just bring that in. And what I'll do, because Canva actually shows you like when you're in the middle of the page because it has the line, so I'll bring it to the center of the page, and then I'll just move it over a little bit, make sure it's all the way up and in the center. There we go. And then this side is the front cover. This side is going to be the back cover. So now we can just come back to Magic Media and we can start designing our front cover. Now I actually had this notebook that I was working on for someone, and I really don't remember what prompt I used for this. I do know that I did this prompt inside of Midjourney though. But we'll create like a similar look or a similar vibe using Canva AI. So the first thing that I did to get this look was I changed the background color. So the colors that I have here is a pink color, so I'm just gonna add that color in here. I'm gonna select gradient. The next color I had was this green looking color, so I'm gonna go ahead and change this to green. And then I also had this color, so I'll change this one as well. All right, so once you have your gradient, you can play around with the style of the background. So let's stick with that one. And then we're gonna make this black. And here it's kind of a little grainy. So let's do black grainy background. Let's see what we can find. All right, so we can try this one. And we'll just use this for the spine of the book. What else we have? I had these like checkered print patterns. So checkered print pattern. So let's do checkered print pattern background. Black and white checkered print. Let's try that. Cause honey, no. That wasn't what we was going for. I mean, that's kind of okay. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this so I can play around with two different ones just in case I change my mind. So let's go with, what y'all think? Let's go with this one. Let's just make that black again. And then let's rotate this. Bring that here, duplicate it, bring it to the bottom, duplicate it again, bring that to the top, and duplicate it one more time, and bring that to the bottom. All right, now let's see if we can get our woman. So I'm gonna do African American girl, writing in notebook, colorful, bright colors, pinks, and rainbow colors. Now for my style, I usually keep it at none, and then I'll go ahead and generate. No, not really. All right, so I did black woman with pink suit. Let's see what we got. Which one y'all like? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Child, we're gonna have to cover you up. We're gonna have to cover you up, honey. But let's say if I decided to use her, and I'm gonna go to edit image, remove background. All right, so I got 4 more images, and what I did for those 4 images is I clicked on dreamy this time instead of none, and then I generated the image again, and that gave me that. So you can see the different type of look, like still a vibe, still very cutesy, very demure. All right, so let's move her over here. I'm gonna go to edit and magic grab because it actually removes some of her afro, and then I'm gonna click here, see if that gives me her whole afro, because you know, like, we have to be very mindful that we keep her afro because we said this was gonna be very cutesy, very demure, so we're being mindful. All right, so that kept the afro. So let's move her out of the way and then go ahead and bring her. All right, so there we go. Now we're gonna come back to elements. We're gonna get another square, bring that over here, spread it out just a little bit. Gonna make that white. Gonna give it a border. Gonna go ahead and use my line element again. Bring that over here, duplicate it again. Then I'm going to bring in some text. Move my text up here, and I'm going to go ahead and capitalize it by clicking on uppercase. Might make it bold as well. I don't really like that. All right, there we go. We got our notebook. Once you have your cover like you like it, you can go ahead and download that and save it as a PDF print file, flatten it. And we're just going to be saving page 3. So I'm going to uncheck all of them and just save the current page and then go ahead and download that. And that's it, y'all. So this is how you can use Canva to create a journal notebook to sell on Amazon KDP. If this was helpful, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel so that I know to keep putting out more content like this, and because I love to have you join the family. So what type of composition notebook will you be creating? You can also watch this video next to see me design a journal step by step. And if you watch this tutorial and you follow along with me and you're ready to upload your notebook, then you can watch this video next. Until next time, bye-bye.